What's up, YouTube? Dark God back again with day one of the October Horror Movie Challenge through DVD Talk. Or I also do it on Letterboxd with Hooptober, where I'm trying to watch 100 horror movies in the month of October. I've done this every year since 2007. I think only 2 years in there I didn't hit 100. So this shouldn't be any different. Hopefully this year I just watch some extra movies, like newer movies, first time watches. Sometimes I fall into the same routine of watching a lot of the classic horror films that I know and love. And I mean, part of it's good because it's films that you want to revisit and see again, and I mean that's great and all, but I do want to see some new stuff, so try my best to get as many new films in. So it starts on September 30th at dusk, so dusk September 30th to dawn November 1st, encompassing the whole month of October. Making this video, it's almost midnight going into October 2nd, so just showing what I watched from on September 30th, which was only one film, and I watched 4 films on October 1st, so I'm already in for 5 films, so 5% done in the first day. Well on pace to hit over 100 hopefully. First film I watched was Bedeviled. It's on Netflix. It has a cool premise of like this app that can it helps people out, but at the same time it controls a lot of aspects of people's lives. And then of course there's something wrong with it, something demonic possessed in it. And it's finds people's fears and uses their fears to kill them, basically making them as scared as possible. The weird thing about it is the film is kind of like set up the same way as like the original Nightmare on Elm Street is, with like the young group of kids getting killed off, and it just feels like it's set up the same exact way as it. The acting is nothing to write home about. It's average acting basically. There's one scene where I was like, I actually thought it was genuinely a little creepy, but for the most part, most of the movie it's very ho hum, nothing to write home about. Like I said, it's just a movie that you're not really going to get into. You're not going to ever revisit. There's nothing memorable about it. I mean, like even the one scene, it's kind of cool, but it's something that's been done plenty of times before, so it's nothing new. Bedeviled, like I said, it's on Netflix. If you want to watch it, if you want to kill an hour and a half of your life, I guess I'd give it 3.5 to 4 out of 10. Definitely was not a good start to the October Horror Challenge. Usually I like to start on either a really popular film that's out at the time, or just like a classic film, just to kind of like set the mood. And this one kind of killed it right off the bat. Only film I watched on September 30th. Then on October 1st, I started with Life Force, which was the movie of the day on DVD Talk. And Life Force is something I've seen before. I saw it a couple years ago in the October Horror Challenge, and I mean, it's Tobe Hooper. It's not on the same level, obviously, as Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it has its own like niche in there where it's very good gore. It's got a cool storyline of like basically space vampires, and it's a movie I wish I saw as a kid, because basically the whole movie is just a girl walking around naked. And how this escaped me as a kid, how my friends and I never talked about this movie, because it's not something you expect. It just happens throughout the entire movie, and I was a little like shocked the first time I saw it, because it just went under the radar for me. But it's up there as far as Hooper movies, I would say. I'd probably put it in his top 3. I mean, if I had to guess, I'd say that, Poltergeist, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But it's good, but it's kind of like, it feels like it's like the last remnants of Hooper being a good horror director. And after that, we kind of really, not that I remember anything off the top of my head, I guess. Well, Toolbox Murders, the remake, wasn't even that fun. But I'd still give it probably like a 6 out of 10, 5.5, 6 out of 10. Not Hooper's best, but it's great horror, 80s horror film. Good gore, good just everything in it. Just a cool storyline. Just everything comes together in it very well. Third film I watched was I'm gonna butcher this one, Sadoka versus Kyoko, which is basically The Ring versus The Grudge in Japan. And I wanted to watch this last year, and I forgot all about it in the challenge. So it popped up on Shudder, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna watch this and see what how good it is and everything. And it is a fun movie. That's like I was a little shocked. Like, I think it was if it was done as an American remake, I don't think it would be as fun. But just like the Japanese version of it, it was, like they're more into the folklore and everything. I think that adds a little bit of like another level to the film. If it was done as a remake, I think it would be more like tongue in cheek, like just not taken serious. Like for them, I guess it's taken serious and everything. And it's a cool premise. It's actually very like brutal. Like I don't remember the Ring movies, the Grudge movies being this brutal. Like killing. Like there's one scene where they kill like 4 kids. Like it's nothing. They just go on through them. Like the spirits are just killing them like it's nothing. And it was just a little shocked. Like because you're not used to that. Like the Grudge. I mean, I'm sorry. The Ring remake had its moments like where it was brutal and everything, but this seemed more like the death toll's probably around 15 in the film, which is a little high for it, being like a ghost movie and a verse movie. And you do get the verse finally at the end, and it's pretty cool how they set up. It's actually like, it's interesting the way they go about it, like, and it's a cool premise how they make it happen. And there's very cool characters, like, there's this Mrs. I don't know, like an occult character where he's trying to like save the girls and everything, and he has this sidekick who's like a young girl who's blind and everything. And there's very cool characters, very well written and everything. I actually liked it better than I thought I would. I thought it was gonna be terrible. Like the Rings movie that came out last year in America, like that one was like okay, and I thought it was gonna be on like the same part, but actually I like this better than Rings. And it was just fun. It's cool to see both of those mythoses combine and everything. And so I mean it was cool. I'd go 5.5 out of 10. It's worth a watch. I mean it's on Shudder and everything, so it's easy to stream. But it helped me check off a couple things on the checklist. But it's a fun movie. Fourth was Madman, which is a 80s slasher movie about Madman Mars. I saw this years ago when there used to be a cable channel called Monsters HD, and they had on there. It was the first time I ever saw it, and I never even heard about it before it. And this came in the wake of Friday the 13th, so it's basically like the same kind of slasher film, campfire. Campsite and everything, and people getting killed off one by one, and the deaths are gory to an extent. They do get a little repetitive though. He does like use the axe quite a bit, but there are some deaths that are pretty cool. Nothing that's like amazingly unique, but there's a couple that are just very cool and very well done. Gory has a little catchy tune at the end that they sing about the killer, which I think is something you don't get in really any other horror movie. I mean, outside Nightmare on Elm Street, where there's a song about the killer, but it was just something cool and a little different. It's very if you like any 80s slasher movie, it fits in that general vein. The character Madman Mars is actually really cool, well done. When they do show him and they reveal him, the makeup's really well done. Just like the whole face and everything, the size of him, he's real big and everything. So it does work. It's a fun movie, another good watch. It was worth the rewatch. Like I said, I saw it years ago, probably about 10 years ago, so it was worth seeing it again. I'd go probably high 5, maybe 6 out of 10 also. All like in that same kind of vein. The last movie, I actually watched it fourth, but I'm saving it for the last because for me it was movie of the night, was Dead Shack, which is Canadian horror comedy. It's about 3 kids, all like early teen, like 14 years old, and they go with one of the kids' parents. They go out camping with them, and they rent a cabin and everything. And it's the whole premise is that their neighbor is this woman who's like bringing men home and drugging them and everything. And there's a twist. Like, I mean, it's not really a twist. You see it in the first like 3 minutes of the movie to figure it out, but there's just something different. Like, I thought it was just gonna be straight up like next door neighbors killing people, and these kids have to solve it. And it goes into like, I mean, spoiler. I mean, if you want to watch it, stop listening now. But if not, if you're gonna keep going, it goes into a zombie movie, and this woman is keeping zombies locked up that she's feeding people to, and you find out that it's her family and everything. But it's just a cool like little concept. It's kind of similar in vein like that niche that's going on now, where like it's those like trying to reminisce about like the kids like the movies I grew up on, like Goonies and Monster Squad, where it's like kids, you know, saving the day and everything, and that nostalgia feeling. Even though it's not set in the 80s or anything, it just has that nostalgia feeling. And it's the comedy's on point. Like the father is the best character in the thing. He's hysterical. He's on point, hitting like perfect jokes and everything. The body count's high. The gore is awesome. A little too much CGI for my like, but it's just there's so much gore, so much blood. I mean, you get zombies munching on people, people getting decapitated, people getting shot with shotguns in the face, just on another level. So definitely movie of the day. I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. Worth a rewatch. Obviously, I liked it that much. I would watch it again. It's not like anything amazing with the acting, but like everything else by itself, it just makes it a great film. So tomorrow, I'm gonna get a couple extra films in. I think be a little better watching. So hopefully 30 more of these, and I will catch you on the flip side.